Yo, what's up everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot, and NBA All-Star Reserves were just announced on TNT. And man, we got some snubs, and that's what I'm going to break down today. I'm going to give you my biggest snub of the NBA All-Star Game. I want you guys in the comments below, after you click that like and subscribe button, to let me know your biggest All-Star snub. There's a lot of options out there, especially in the East, but also in the West, that you could probably name 4 to 5 players as a snub. And I wouldn't really be able, you could make an argument for every single one of them. But man, I'm going to give you my biggest snub, and it's going to be in the Eastern Conference, and it's going to be Trey Young. I know this is going to be a common player that people say was snubbed, and hold your horses before you go in the comments saying, no, not Trey Young, Sabonis, Adebayo, Jimmy Butler. No, it's Trey Young. And when you think about it, Trey Young last year, he started the All-Star game, and he was insanely good last year. There's no denying that. He averaged at the end of the year 29 points per game, 9 assists. And then you look at this year and you're like, well, why is he not making it? And I'm just going to break down the numbers. This is kind of my thought process. Sure, his points are down. He's averaging 2.5 points less per game, still averaging 27 points per game. Ridiculous. But he's also shooting less shots, he's shooting 3 less shots than he did last year. He has more assists than he ever has. He's shooting more efficiently. He's shooting 38% from 3, which is a career high. And, sure, you could say, oh, Trey Young doesn't play defense, but you could say that about several players on this list. Like, not to roast someone, but Zach LaVine's not necessarily a great defender in the NBA. But I'm not here to, I think Zach LaVine 100% deserves it. I don't know who you would give the boot for Trey Young. But, I mean, it just feels odd to see Trey Young make it last year as a starter and then not even make it this year. And I get that Harden and Kyrie and all of them are healthy and they're all in the Eastern Conference and playing well, but it just feels wrong when you look at, and if you were to, and now here's where the people will say, but their team was terrible. Okay, well, here's what the Hawks were. The Hawks were 15-41 last year at the All-Star break. Yeah, you heard that right, 15-41, and Trey Young still started the All-Star game. This year, 13-17. You might say, well, they got Capello, Rondo, Chris Dunn, Danilo Gallinari, Bogdan Bogdanovic. They're a much better team. I mean, sure, but Capello's the only one that's actually played more than half of the games. Rondo, Dunn, Danilo, Bogdan, they have all been out for majority of the season. So, I don't know. It just feels a little off that Trey Young does not make the All-Star team. Sure, no disrespect. Vucevic 100% deserved it, and so did Julius Randle. Knicks stand up, but Trey Young not making it seems a little off, but it's the All-Star game. There's always going to be snubs, so no need to go in the comments and roast me. There's also, I came up with a list of 4 more players, each conference, that you could make an argument for. I do expect Booker in the Western Conference to make it for Anthony Davis's replacement, but you could argue for Brandon Ingram. He's been very good this year. DeMar DeRozan, arguably even more. He's on the 6th seed Spurs. Someone in my comments was saying you should consider DeMar DeRozan, and yeah, I 100% agree. Mike Conley, I'm not the biggest fan of Mike Conley, but third best player on best team in the NBA, best record at least. He's been very good, and he's never made an All-Star game. Although it seems more like as a legendary, like here's a free All-Star game more than you earned this. But he could have made the All-Star team, and I wouldn't have fought it. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, De'Aaron Fox, those are all the West players I was kind of thinking of. As for the East, man, I was surprised to see Sabonis also not make it. Sabonis is averaging 22, 11, and almost 6 assists. His Pacers are the 5th and 6th seed in the Eastern Conference, so that felt a little off. Same for none of the Heat players making it, Bam Adebayo or Jimmy Butler. I feel like that's very just injuries and the team's success so far. Jimmy Butler's obviously missed a lot of games, and Adebayo's been great, but their team is not as great as people might have expected. Same thing, I mean, unrelated, but Chris Middleton also didn't make it. So it was interesting to see all of those players not make it, but it's the NBA All-Star game, and there's always going to be snubs. Jeremy Grant, you could even make a case for, but he's on the Pistons, and that would be the same thing as really Trey Young, but at a worse clip. Yeah, there's a lot of people, Jamal Murray, Christian Wood. There's so many players that you could say, they kind of deserve it, and I couldn't fight you for it. But Trey Young is my biggest snub of the All-Star game. Leave in the comments below your guys' favorite snub. And man, click that like and subscribe button. It's free. We're trying to get up to 500 subscribers. Let's get it done. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.